Hello everyone, have a nice day. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'll be discussing to you about discriminant of a quadratic equation. This is a grade 9 lesson for week 2 in the first quarter. And of course, after watching this video, you should be able to solve the discriminant of a quadratic equation. And at the same time, you will be able to determine the nature of the roots of the quadratic equation. The discriminant of the quadratic equation is the value of the expression b squared minus 4ac. And where did we get this expression? Actually, b squared minus 4ac is a part of the quadratic formula. This is the expression underneath the radical sign. And the discriminant is used to describe the nature of the roots of a quadratic equation. Discriminant helps us determine whether the root or roots is or are 0, positive and perfect square, positive but not perfect square, or a negative number. Now let us familiarize the nature of the roots of a quadratic equation by remembering the following. First, when b squared minus 4ac, or the value of the discriminant, is equal to 0, it means that the roots are real numbers and are equal. Second, when b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0 and a perfect square, then the roots are rational numbers but are not equal. Example of perfect squares are 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 49, 64, and so on. Third, when b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0 but not a perfect square, then the roots are irrational numbers and are not equal. Example of numbers that are perfect square and greater than 0 are 2, 3, 5, 7, and so on. And lastly, when b squared minus 4ac is less than 0, then the equation has no real roots. Example of its values are the negative numbers. Now let us consider the first example. Find the discriminant and describe the nature of the roots of 25x squared minus 10x plus 1 equals 0. Since the equation is already in the standard form, we can easily determine the values of a, b, and c. A is 25 and 25 is coming from the coefficient of the quadratic term. B is negative 10 and negative 10 is coming from the coefficient of the linear term. And c is equal to 1 coming from the constant term. Now write the formula. The formula is b squared minus 4ac. Next, substitute the values of a, b, and c. So, b is equal to negative 10. That is why we have here quantity of negative 10 squared minus 4 times 25 times 1. Simplify quantity of negative 10 squared, and that is equal to 100 minus 4 times 25 times 1. The answer also is 100. Subtract 100 minus 100, and that is equal to 0. So it means that the discriminant is equal to 0. Since the discriminant is 0, the nature of the roots are real numbers and are equal. Now let's have the second example. Find the discriminant and describe the nature of the roots of 7x squared minus 9x plus 2 equals 0. The same with example number 1. Determine the values of a, b, and c. So a is equal to 7, coming from the numerical coefficient of the quadratic term. B is equal to negative 9, coming from the coefficient of the linear term. And c is equal to 2, coming from the constant term of the given equation. Now we have to write the formula. The formula is b squared minus 4ac. Then substitute. Our b is negative 9, so we have here quantity of negative 9 squared minus 4 times 7 times 2. Simplify further. Quantity of negative 9 squared, that is equal to positive 81. Then minus 4 times 7 times 2, the answer is 56. Subtract 81 minus 56, the answer is 25. So this is now the value of our discriminant. So since the discriminant is greater than 0 and a perfect square, because 25 is perfect square, then the nature of the roots are rational numbers but are not equal. Now let's consider the third example. Find the discriminant and describe the nature of the roots of 6x squared equals 12x minus 4. Now for our solution, we have here 6x squared minus 12x plus 4 equals 0. So what I did is we have to write first the equation in standard form. Since the equation is not in standard form, so 6x squared is already on the left side of the equation, we have to copy, and 12x transpose to the left side, that's why it becomes negative 12x. And negative 4 transpose, it becomes positive 4. After that, we have to determine the values of a, b, and c. So a is equal to 6, b is equal to negative 12, and c is equal to positive 4. Now write the formula. b squared minus 4ac. Substitute the values. Quantity of negative 12 squared minus 4 times 6 times 4. Simplify further. Quantity of negative 12 squared is 144, and 4 times 6 times 4 is equal to 96. Subtract 96 from 144, so the answer is 48. So this is now the value of our discriminant. Our discriminant is greater than 0 but not a perfect square. So therefore, the nature of the roots are irrational numbers and are not equal. Now let's have the fourth example. Find the discriminant and describe the nature of the roots of 2x squared equals negative 8x minus 9. So for our solution, same with example number 3, we have to rewrite first in standard form. So the resulting equation will become 2x squared, so negative 8x transpose, it will become positive 8x, and negative 9 becomes positive 9. So we have 2x squared plus 8x plus 9 equals 0. After that, we have to determine the values of a, b, and c. So a is equal to 2, b is equal to 8, and c is equal to 9. Now write the formula. b squared minus 4ac. After that, substitute the values of a, b, and c. So we have 8 squared minus 4 times 2 times 9. 8 squared, that is equal to 64. 4 times 2 is 8 times 9, that is equal to 72. Subtract 72 from 64, so the answer is negative 8. So this is now the value of our discriminant. Since the discriminant is less than 0, then the quadratic equation has no real roots. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Before I end, let me share to you one of the verses in the Bible. A wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsels. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you learned something for today's video. Don't forget to like or comment if you learned something and have questions regarding the video. Share to other students for them to learn or master the lesson, especially to the grade 9 students. Don't forget to subscribe to be updated for more math lesson videos and turn on the bell for notifications. That's all for today, and God bless you all.